Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to Talking. Okay.
This is how it goes. What's up, guys? It's Richie Rich back yet again, and we are here again with another episode of Talking Cinema. I'm joined by the main man,
Xaxi Hernz,
the X-Man, and in this episode of Talking Cinema, we are going to be talking about the freshest Prince of Bel-Air, Willard Smith, shortened Will Smith. Be sure to check this out. So yes, Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Man in Black, or the Man in Black, I should say, one of like Hollywood's like biggest blockbuster superstars. You could even say of all time, because Will Smith, one of the very few he's up there, with one of them actors who's able to, he's as that kind of international kind of superstardom.
Versatility.
Yeah, and you could even see as we're gonna go through like the films, and as we gonna pick our top fives.
A lot of people, they forget he was a rapper first.
Yeah,
with DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Exactly. He came in that time with like hits like Parents Just Don't Understand, A Nightmare on My Street, and also one of my favorite tracks, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble, which still applies today. So Switch. That was later and that, you know what I mean? But Will Smith is he's almost like a cultural pop, icon, and that he's someone that he was even able to not just transfer from the music genre or even television, cinema. He's just a big kind of like pop culture,
It's long before the entanglements.
Yeah, no, so it ain't even gonna be, Jada Pinkett. You need a good talking to, but. First time, like, me and my man X, like, saw Will Smith, which is, I'm pretty sure everyone, first, like, sort of, Will Smith was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was, ran from the early 90s to the mid-90s, came from about, like, 100 episodes.
Man.
Yeah, no, I think it's on Netflix, and... reason we mentioned Fresh Princes, that came out at a time where there wasn't too many like black sitcoms. Before that, the only sitcom that was really like really went to the heights was The Cosby Show. Which came like a decade earlier in the early 80s and that. So when Will Smith came out with this kind of hip hop like fresh Prince kind of style, it captured like the whole nation, of like America and the whole world. So, like, because Will Smith became highly popular due to the success of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Hollywood came a-calling, and, like, he was offered, like, movie roles after movie roles after movie roles that played in his personality. And first movies that came in were, like, ones that kind of played on this, like, comedic appeal. Like, he had, the Made in America, 60 Degrees of Separation,
Where Did They Take You?
Where Did They Take You? And that, this early nights. But once, like, the Fresh Prince was near, like, the end, like, he got offered, I think it was where the big blockbuster films came out, which was the Independence Day, which came out in 1996.
The year after,
Men in Black.
Yeah, that's pretty, I'll describe that as it's a sci-fi action comedy.
Yeah. And it was cool because
Actually, that's what I like about it. Bring them 80s tunes there.
Yeah. It brought that kind of style in the music into that film. And what did you think of like Men in Black? Because this was him playing another kind of like sci-fi hero from Independence Day. How did you feel like his performance in?
I like the chemistry with Tommy, guy that I've seen previously in The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. Yeah, it looked like they've been working together for a long time.
What did you think of like because as you said, Harrison Ford in The Fugitive, what did you think of the chemistry of like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black?
Yeah, it's like they've been working with each other for a long time, and it's like I like seeing the front of them. When I see them standing beside each other, it's all natural.
Yeah.
And this is a film which got like I've seen here got three 3 Oscar nominations: Best Art Direction, Best Original Score, and Best Makeup. And it won the award for Best Makeup. Yes, it's very good.
Yeah.
And this film led on to animated series. For 4 years, 97 to 2001.
You know, that's what I loved, like, during the 90s, you know, like, when, like, these movies came, these big blockbusters, like, Godzilla came around this time. When they would come out, they would get, like, an animated series, they would get comic books, they would get, like, even them fast food, like Burger King or KFC. You know what I mean? There was so much, like, propaganda that went for, like, these, like, huge, like, summer blockbuster films, you know, and Will Smith, from being here, and then the previous year he had Independence Day. It was a great way to get that first splash into, like, Hollywood. You know, what do you say?
So yeah, so they was talking about the characters themselves. They were agents, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they're
Agent J and Agent K.
And the Men in Black was the secret organization which they was working for. Yeah. I
always loved from the best like prop I loved from Men in Black was the memory eraser. You know, I used to have one that I got from like the Burger King meals and that. So I used to like pretend, you know, like erase like people's memories.
Yeah, I'll say like even 97. That's the year after I was born. But when I was in primary school, there was people when we used to have fancy dress, people used to come with the shades, like borrowing your dad's shades, and just dressing like the Men in Black.
And it was cool because what I love with Will, he brought that same kind of charisma that got him beloved from Fresh Prince, and he also did the soundtrack, that catchy Men in Black. Ooh, he did the official soundtrack for the movie, and that was it's a lost form even now, where you would have the major movie star who would also do the main soundtrack. And the only person I could think who was doing that as well was Jennifer Lopez. You know, when she was in like Made in Manhattan, she did the official you know, Billboard soundtrack for it. So Will Smith, he's a man of major.
As I was saying earlier about they were talking about Will Smith being one of the highest grossing actors, proven with this film by Columbia, one of the big 5, the distributing companies. So this film grossed over 580 million worldwide. It's a 9 million budget. So that shows that
it's a great profit.
It was the third highest grossing film. So,
You know what I mean? So like, it showed that Will Smith was very early on. He was a box office superstar. You know, and this is back in the late 90s. You know, and you gotta remember he was a rapper who went into a big TV sitcom, and now like his first movies were box office appeal. You know, so. You know, early signs of showing like the big, like kind of grandiose of like Will Smith's, you know. Okay, so moving on to like the 2000s, mid 2000s. I would mid 2000s. You know, so Will Smith was, I believe now he was in his like 30s. So 30s. So more of like a
late 30s, 27,
seasoned, matured actor now. You know what I mean? So like he dabbled in a few like action films here and there, like the I Am Legends and the I Robot. You know, which was a great, because you know, I think some people, they always see Will Smith as that kind of goofy kind of comedian, but I've seen in films such as the Bad Boys series and I Robot and I Am Legend, he can play the action kind of leading man.
I forget he done the kids thing as well. He did like Shark Tale and all that.
Exactly, you know what I mean. But he was such a versatile actor. But I would definitely say, as I mentioned in the 2000s, one of the like very beloved like film to me and my main man X is the 2005 romantic comedy film Hitch. Sorry, alongside Kevin James
Eva
Scrumptious Mendez. Who? Mamacita.
Ryan Gosling's a lucky man.
Lucky man, honestly. You know, but what were your thoughts of the Hitch? And
he plays a professional date doctor, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Goes around teaching men how to woo women, if you like. He's very, very controversial way, but you know, very to the point. Kevin James,
that is legendary. And I talked about with like, you know, chemistry with Tommy Lee and Will in Men in Black. I think the comedic side, Kevin James and Will Smith, they bounced very good together.
You know, Kevin James is a legend, King of Queens, all of that, man.
Yeah, ran through it was running through the same time as Fresh Prince, maybe just a bit after. But they both had the TV sitcom backgrounds, you know, playing their characters in front of an audience, so they translate great into the film.
Won Emmy Awards for that. It's a classic show. But yeah, he plays a he's got an investment firm in this film, but he just doesn't know how to talk to women. And he's just got he's just what's the word? Smitten. He doesn't know how to talk to her, you know.
I know, and let me just diverse on that.
He thinks he can dance.
I know some guys have had this.
A lot of men can relate to this.
Men relate to it, like when they've seen this woman that they believe that stays, and then
no communication.
No communication, just blah 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 blah. They lose their power of speech and that, and that's how Kevin James' character is in this film. With so Kevin James' character in this is
Albert.
So Albert and Allegri. It has that romantic comedy elements of like everything's going well, then something bad happens, and he has to kind of win her over again. And in the same situation, like Will Smith is going with Eva Mendes, because even their characters, like, they don't know who they actually are until like later during the third part of the movie, you know. But what did you think of the way Will Smith and Eva Mendes bounced off in this film?
They had that vibe, which I think Will Smith can work with anyone really, you know. Went to work with Eva Mendes prior to this film. But she did well.
She actually appeared in the Miami video. Welcome to Miami, Will Smith's Miami track, and
she's in training there as well. And one Fast and Furious film, I think.
But this is her, she was introduced pretty much in the Hitch film, you know what I mean?
One of her breakout roles. So
But this film is has a lot of comedic, segments, from the beginning to the end. You know what I mean? Like we were talking
Show Me the Magic.
Show Me the Magic. Like there's a scene where what's it?
Hitch.
Hitch. I think they're practicing this is what you gotta do.
He's basically teaching a man how to kiss a girl.
Yeah.
And if you was
not to spoil it.
There's extras walking past,
These two grown men about to. Which again, I know now 2020 is a different age now, but at this time things went a little different, right?
No homophobia around here.
But it's not for me. You know what I mean? But that was grossing wise. How much did Hitch make?
I wouldn't say it wasn't one of them ones. It got some negative. A lot of people get
that mixed reception.
The film business, a lot of people don't understand. You could get negative reviews, but still be a box office hit, which is what this was, because their budget was in between 55 and 70 million, but their box office was 370 million.
That's still good.
Done alright. It was a Columbia film as well.
Right, Columbia Pictures. Columbia Pictures. That's not too bad, because what I've always got from Hitch, it's a film like anyone can watch. It's like that kind of universal. You can show that to people of all nationalities, and especially guys. Before all of this, kind of people jumped on platforms such as YouTube, and they talked about game, how guys got to really do this to approach women and that. I feel like this film is a great way of presenting this is the way you got to approach people in actual direct, rather than just always, the social media way, if that makes sense, what I mean? I think that was more the old school way of this is how you got to do to kind of woo a woman,